from that car, the concept car that will never see production, we're going to a car that is going to be introduced in the United States, and it's a Mercedes-Benz B-Class electric drive. And for that, we talked to John Eck, head of electric vehicle testing for Mercedes-Benz, driving this car.
John, thank you very much for the opportunity to test drive, not test drive, be a passenger, and the new, what is it, B-Electric?
The Mercedes-Benz B-Class electric drive.
B-Class electric drive. A car that is coming to market next year, I understand, but we get the rare opportunity to drive with someone who is testing the car, so thank you for that.
Very welcome.
So what can you tell us about this car? It's an electric car that is coming from Mercedes-Benz, but tell us about the characteristics of it, please.
Well, what we did is take the original Mercedes B-Class, which so far has only been available in Europe, and put an electric drivetrain and a battery inside. The platform of the B-Class actually enables us to do that with a step in the underbody where we can accommodate for the battery. Which then as a package gives us a vehicle with about 115 miles of range, fully electric, 130 kilowatts or 174 horsepower, 250 foot-pound of torque, top speed of 100 miles, which is limited for consumption reasons, and an acceleration of 0 to 60 miles in 7.9 seconds.
Great. And is there any new technology in terms of the battery park, the charging process and all that?
Well, the drivetrain and as well as the battery, we get supplied from Tesla. So the technology is basically known from other electric vehicles. However, it has been adjusted to fit into this car. Especially the battery package has been designed especially for this car by Tesla.
Yeah. And you were, during the drive, you were showing us some different modes of regenerating the battery. Can you talk about that?
So there's a default mode of regenerative braking when you start off the car. But then the shift paddles on the steering wheel allow you to change into different regen modes, varying from free coasting all the way to full regen just when you lift your foot off the pedal. And that enables the driver to really adjust the car to his personal driving style. Some like more or higher regeneration energy, stronger braking. Others like the car more coasting, and you can adjust that.
Yeah, so we can say that there's a learning curve to be done while you get to use this car? From my belief, there's a learning curve for electric vehicle driving in general. You can step into this car and you feel right at home if you're familiar with Mercedes. You find all the controls in the typical spots. So you can step into the car, drive off immediately without any learning time, and feel right at home. However, driving electric cars will probably change your driving style. And over the time of probably a couple of days, a couple of weeks, you adjust to electric vehicle driving and you learn while you go along. And I guess at a point it will be also like a challenge for people to try to extract more of the battery,
exactly.
right?
Exactly. We're trying to help with that. We've got an instrument cluster designed for this vehicle with a power meter that shows you how much energy you're just pulling out of the battery or how much you're regenerating under braking or under deceleration. And that can have a very strong effect on the driving style. Because once you get into the challenge, you start looking at that dial and trying to keep it close to zero or even below zero in regen mode as much as you can.
Yeah, okay. So, and you were saying that you've been testing this car for how long, like more than 1 million miles already?
Well, what you drove today is one of our endurance testing vehicles and throughout the entire prototype fleet. We accumulate more than 1 million miles during the development phase to make sure that once the car gets into customers' hands, it's really ready and everything has been tested thoroughly.
Is that amount of testing similar to other models like regular gas models or diesel?
Well, it is similar. However, the electric car testing is less dependent on mileage. There's also very strong emphasis on functional testing. And since electric cars in general have fewer moving parts than vehicles with combustion engines, we put a strong emphasis on making sure that the software is right, that all the functions of the vehicles are working right, and we adjust the testing process accordingly.
Yeah. So you were talking before about the interior of the car, and the cluster, the instruments, the radio, the navigation, is all that. The difference is a little bit in the instrument cluster.
Pretty much. The dials in the instrument cluster have been adjusted for electric car. I talked about the power meter. There's also a what we call an E-cell instrument that gives you information about the power availability. Electric cars are somewhat temperature dependent. So, for instance, in very cold conditions, when your battery is way below freezing, the power might decrease, and that instrument cluster will show you that. Or if you're driving your car towards empty, then we will reduce power and again show that on that dial.
Yeah. So the B-Class Electric is coming into market in the States next year. When? And it's not everywhere that to begin with, right?
We will introduce it in the U.S. in the so-called ZEF states first. That's going to be midsummer of 2014, and then subsequently roll it out over the remaining states into all 50 states.
And even though we're still more than half a year away from that, can we talk about pricing already, or?
Well, I can't. Not at this point, sorry.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you very much for the unique experience of driving with you during the testing of the new B-Class Electric.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.